Hi, Mikel. You mentioned that you've got more than one plan for this summer. Can you explain what the difference is between the plans? Is it as simple as whether you get into Europe or not, or whether you might get some additional funds from the board regardless?
Is many different aspects. Obviously, the financial one, depending where we finish, what happened is one, depending with the future with a few players, and obviously depending on the transfer market. We don't know the type of transfer market that we're going to find out. It's something unique. It never happened, and there's a lot of question marks around that. So we cannot stick to something that maybe is not possible to do. So we have to be flexible and creative in order not to react when that happens, but to have a very clear ideas of, okay, in that scenario, what do we need to do and how are we going to do it?
I mean, given it's a fairly truncated, small pre-season, I mean, do you want to get the deals in quickly? And are you at risk of maybe missing out on players unless you can kind of get the deals done quickly?
You ask any coach, you want them everybody on day one, all the squads ready, but that unfortunately doesn't happen. Players are coming in or out or loans, and we have to be flexible on that.
Would the scale of your rebuild and the type of playing style that you want to play, that you want the team to play, be affected by the money and what you'll have this summer, and how would that be affected?
We don't know, I'm telling you again, because we don't know exactly what is going to happen, what we are going to be able to do or not to do to keep players or don't keep. It will depend a lot in what we do on the pitch in the next 3 or 4 games. That's one. That's in our hands. So we have to maximize that. And after that, start to put all the question marks out as quick as possible to try to do what we want to do.
Is that why the FA Cup is so important, perhaps in fallow times tomorrow?
Every game since I joined it was a final. It was crucial because we have to climb on the table to give us the option that we have now to going into Europe through the Premier League and as well through the FA Cup.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mark at the Sun.
Hi, Mikel. When you arrived in December, we spoke to you and you sort of talked roughly about sort of emulating this way City have done it and the way they play. But you haven't really been able to get the team to play in the same way as City so far. Is that sort of progress been a bit slower than maybe you anticipated?
No. You're asking me if I wanted to play after 2 months with a break like Man City right now?
No. I mean, you sort of changed the system. I mean, you came in and you were playing sort of 4-3-3.
Yeah, look back all the issues that we have with a lot of players, with all the injuries, with suspension, the players out. It's impossible. I need to adapt. I need to win football games, and I need to find ways in order to do that. My task, my long-term situation, it's how we want to play, very clear.
But the players you have now, you're confident that they can play the way you envisage in the future?
Yes.
You don't need new players. I mean, obviously you need new players, but players you have can do that.
We need these players, but as well we need other players in order to do that, because as well we have very long-term injuries in the squad that we didn't have 2 months or 3 months ago.
People talk about the jobs that new managers do, and obviously when you come in at the bottom of the league, it's probably quite easy to sort of make a slight improvement. But how difficult is it to improve a team from 8th place to get into sort of the top 2 or 3? That's a real huge challenge.
Yeah, the challenge is very big, but I knew that when I joined, and I took the challenge, I embraced it, and we go for it.
I don't know if you've seen it today, and I don't know if you've seen you say Tony Adams today has said on the radio that Edu and Sanllehi are out of their depth in recruitment. Presumably you have full faith in these guys to do the job you want them to do.
If I have faith? Full faith. Yeah. I have a really good relationship with Edu, with Raul, with Binay, and I said, and direct contact with the owners. We know what we want to do. That's not the issue for sure.
And finally, a sort of general on the FA Cup. Over the years, it's sort of become a bit. It's not really taken the priority that the Premier League takes. Do you think the FA Cup is still as relevant today, being there's so much focus on being in the Champions League now?
I think it is because a lot of clubs used to use this competition as well sometimes to give opportunities to young players or change the squad. Look at the semi-finals. Look how much players they're rotating. Look how much everybody wants to win a title. They know, the big clubs know how difficult it is to win the Premier League, to win the Champions League. So they need titles and they throw everything at this competition. And I think now it's even more difficult to win it than before.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you. Cheers, Mikel.